Resonating throughout the communities he touched, there's an ever-present audible reminder of the legacy of Father Joseph Kundek. The tones of evocative and magnificent bells toll from the towers of iconic religious structures that are here in large part due to the efforts of this Croatian priest. The gravesite and memorial for Father Joseph Kundek is at Jasper's St. Joseph Church. It was here that the amazing journey of this German-speaking priest from Croatia began. Kundek came to the area in 1835. When Father Kundek arrived, the family of Dave Buehler had already settled in Jasper.
The Buehler side came from Vogshurst in 1830. They were actually in Jasper with 11 other families. There was 12 families that were the original parishioners of St. Joseph's Church, the big church here in Jasper.
Kundek started Jasper's St. Joseph Parish in 1837.
He came here at the request of the Bishop of Vincennes.
His job was to create a Catholic community like Jasper was. He originally was from Croatia, and Croatia in these years belonged to Austria. And because of this, he spoke German. So he was the perfect man for all the German immigrants.
He came here and found these families, and then he started developing the area. He must have just been an amazing guy, what he did with the city and how he helped organize and lay it out and got it started.
In addition to establishing the St. Joseph Parish in Jasper, Father Kundek created the towns of Ferdinand, Celestine, and Fulda.
He went around the area and founded all these different parishes, and then he also founded St. Meinrad Seminary. And out of that came the seminary at Ferdinand for the Benedictine nuns. He was very instrumental in all that stuff.
About 15 miles south of Jasper in the very southern part of DuBois County is the town of Ferdinand. This is a town created for German immigrants by Father Kundek in 1840. Kundek placed ads in German-language newspapers in major cities on the Ohio River, inviting German Catholics to come and settle in the new town of Ferdinand. Father Kundek celebrated the first Holy Mass in Ferdinand on April 22, 1840. The current St. Ferdinand Church was completed in 1848. In 1853, Father Kundek convinced Benedictine monks from Einsiedeln Abbey in Switzerland to come to America to minister the area's growing German-speaking Catholic population. They formed St. Meinrad Archabbey on land located about 6 miles from Ferdinand.
We were founded in 1854 by the monks from Switzerland to serve the German-speaking immigrants here in southern Indiana and to begin the seminary work. We've got a great tradition here, so we're very happy that we can share that with whoever comes as our guests, as our patron St. Meinrad did.
The unique sandstone used for the St. Meinrad buildings comes from a quarry located across the Anderson River Valley on a hill about a mile east of the Archabbey. The hand-cut blocks used to construct the Abbey Church at St. Meinrad were quarried by monks and area townspeople beginning in 1899 and hauled with mule-drawn wagons to the building site. After 8 years of construction, the Abbey Church at St. Meinrad was completed in 1907. Christus vincit, Christus regnat, Christus, Christus imperat. Every Saturday at 1:30 Central Time, tours of St. Meinrad Archabbey are led by a Benedictine monk. There are also self-guided tours available anytime. The massive columns supporting the building are made of Georgia marble. Most of its stained glass windows were made in Munich, Germany, and installed in 1908. The Shrine of Our Lady of Einsiedeln was a gift in 1954 from St. Meinrad's Mother Abbey, Maria Einsiedeln, in Switzerland. Behind the organ pipes, there's a small chapel for private prayer and meditation. The tabernacle and tower located here is made from the altar used in the church from 1909 to 1968. Another ornate altarpiece from the original abbey is on display in St. Joseph's Chapel, located under the Abbey Church sanctuary. Of particular interest during the tours with the Benedictine monk is the art of Dom Gregory de Witt, a Belgian monk who spent several years as an artist in residence at the abbey in the 1940s while he was stranded in the United States during World War II. His work includes the figure of the risen Christ above the pipes of the organ in the sanctuary. There are murals that de Witt did of St. Benedict and St. Meinrad that are located in the memorial lobby. And in the chapter room, where the monks gather for meetings and to conduct abbey business, there is perhaps his most impressive work. On the wall are 10 scenes that illustrate some of the tools for good works, a tribute to the rule of St. Benedict. The ceiling of the room is a mural to showcase God's creation. At the entrance to the room, the framework of the door is made up of 2 wood-carved monks holding a plank with their necks with words that translate as the yoke of the holy rule. Near the quarry from where the stone for the abbey church was hauled sits the first sandstone structure built by the monks from St. Meinrad, the Shrine of Our Lady of Monte Cassino, a small chapel near the quarry that was dedicated on May 1, 1870. Every Sunday during May and October, pilgrimages take place at this small, recently restored hilltop shrine.
Welcome to Monte Cassino, and welcome to the last pilgrimage weekend in October. To Monte Cassino, our dear Lady Shrine, we pilgrims come asking for blessings divine. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Another structure built from the colorful sandstone of the St. Meinrad quarry is the St. Joseph Shrine, a grotto across the Anderson River Valley from St. Meinrad Archabbey. The oak statue of St. Joseph was carved by a monk named Hermann Zurger. It was dedicated on May 29, 1949. There's another magnificent building located in the area due to the influence of Father Joseph Kundek, and that's the incredible Monastery Immaculate Conception, or Castle on the Hill, as it is called. This is the home of the Sisters of St. Benedict Monastery, founded in Ferdinand in 1867, when 4 Benedictine nuns came to Ferdinand to educate the children of German immigrants at the St. Ferdinand Parish School, a school started by one of the monks Father Kundek brought to St. Meinrad from Einsiedeln, Switzerland. Eventually, the Sisters of St. Benedict would teach in more than 75 schools in 12 states and 5 countries.
And all the small towns around here, Fulda, St. Meinrad, St. Henry, there were all small elementary schools that were taught by the sisters of the Benedictine sisters of Ferdinand, and the priests in the churches, which every little town had a church and had a priest or two, were Benedictine priests. So we were all very tied together with that. I went to the two-room school in Mariah Hill and got a wonderful education from those Benedictine sisters. I praise them every day that I can read and write and that I have a thirst for knowledge. You know, those poor women, they gave educations to people for practically no money, no insurance, no health care. What they did at Ferdinand to build that beautiful building with their hands and their sweat and their tears. You walk onto that hill, you feel the presence of God and you feel the holiness and you feel the difference.
Guided tours of the Monastery Immaculate Conception take place every day but Mondays, with a few exceptions.
He had to knock on the door. Sister opened up the window and said, "Good afternoon, how may I help you?" And then invited people into the first room. In 1938, Mother Seraphine celebrates her 50th anniversary, and a man from downtown, his name was Edwin Schilling, got some women together. They baked 50 cakes, and he made a model of the monastery and presented that to Mother Seraphine. The sisters wouldn't eat the cake. It's too beautiful, we can't eat that cake. That got back to him and he said, "Eat the cake. Eat the cake, I'll make you a model." So this has been here since 1938.
Wow.
So a baker made that model.
Yes.
Construction on the chapel at the monastery was started in 1915. The interior was finished in 1924. The pews in the chapel were hand-carved by German artisans. The statues at the top of the chapel's Gothic altar come from Munich, as do the stained glass windows. Counting the stained glass, statues, and carvings, there are 89 angels in the church. There's another angel that makes an appearance at the monastery each November as Christkindl. The Christmas angel appears through the Gothic doors of the monastery to open Ferdinand's annual Christkindl market. Christkindl market was brought to Ferdinand in 1998 as a way to promote the area's German ancestry.
DuBois County Tourism asked if perhaps Ferdinand would have a Christmas event, and I said, yeah, we'll do a Christkindl Mart. It just popped into my head because we are so German here, and I wanted to kind of build on that heritage factor. We modeled this one after the Christmas angel in Nuremberg, Germany. Their angel, she appears from the balcony of their church, and we don't have a balcony on our church, but we have this beautiful monastery. The monastery plays such a big part in the Christkindl Mart the way it is. We wanted to build on that. So she comes out of the doors of the crypt and she heralds in the Mart. It takes place sharply at 6:30 on Christkindl Mart Eve, and that is always the third full weekend in November.
Whoever comes to visit shall be welcome. Let the mart begin.
There's so much I love about Christkindl Mart, but in particular being the angel, I love the kids. I love how their eyes light up while they're watching the show. I think this community does a really good job of making sure we stay connected to the heritage, the German heritage. It's great tradition.
The sisters at Ferdinand, the monks at St. Meinrad, Both of them bring a lot to this community. And people say, what do you have to do over there in Indiana? You know, you go to the park and then what? And I said, you know, you should go to Ferdinand, to the monastery. You should go to St. Meinrad, to the monastery. You should go to Jasper and see some of the old churches. They're absolutely jewels in southern Indiana.
Construction on the current St. Joseph Church began in 1857. This imposing structure that dominates the downtown Jasper landscape was completed in 1880. The sandstone walls of the church are 4 to 6 feet thick. The 14 columns supporting the roof of the church are 67 feet high. Each column is made from a single yellow poplar log from nearby woods. Each year during Strassenfest, a German heritage mass is held at St. Joseph. Father Joseph Kundek and his influence on the area's development, history, and lore. His is a legacy that is shared by Jasper and its neighbors. DuBois County historian George R. Wilson considered Father Kundek probably the most remarkable man that ever lived and died in DuBois County.